Welcome back to the Let's Get Real video series where we put the real back in commercial real estate. I'm your host, Commercial Crystal.
And I'm Tyler Rice. Let's get into it. Today I'm going to talk about how to value commercial real estate property and everything that goes into it. And for starters, it's very different than the way residential houses are valued, right? So residential houses, typically you take a similar product, a similar home within a small radius, maybe the same neighborhood, same zip code most of the time, and you find out based on what else is sold in the neighborhood, what its value's worth. Now that's oversimplifying it, but those are the basics. Now with commercial real estate, it's very, very different because commercial real estate, they're all investments. There's a saying that is not all investments are commercial real estate, but all commercial real estates are investments. And so whether it's an owner occupied or it is strictly an investment with cash flow or even doesn't have any cash flow, one way or another, it is an investment. And so properties are largely valued by the income that they produce, the cash flow. And so the formulas that are used more often than not is cap rate, which is the NOI, the net operating income, which is all of the income it produces minus all of the expenses divided by the property's value or sales price. And in this market, we can typically expect between 4 to 7% cap rates, at least in our market in today's world is what we see. We can also work with the gross rent multiplier, which is you divide the sales price by the gross rents. And that also gives you a formula that can tell you how good of an investment or how well that investment may cash flow for you. Another way to find a property's value is also using comparables, kind of like I was talking about with the residential housing. You definitely want to know what other properties are selling for, as well as, the dollar per square foot, the amenities they may have. So the final point that I'm coming to today is about the difference between properties when it comes to value between Class A, Class B, and Class C properties. Class A properties are going to be your newer properties. They're going to have the most amenities. There's going to be little to no work that needs to be done from an investor standpoint. They're going to provide the highest rents the marketplace can offer, and the tenants are usually going to be longer term. Now, Class B properties, those are going to be your mid-level properties, maybe a couple stories high at the most. Tenants that could be short-term but also could be long-term. There's going to be some room for capital improvements to increase rents, but they're going to be middle tier compared to what the market will allow. In Class C, those are going to be your rundown properties, usually your smaller properties, not always, but some of the smaller properties in rundown areas that need a lot of work to it. Finding tenants could be a little bit more difficult just because there are no amenities. There is nothing incredibly attractive about Class C properties. However, there's always businesses looking for cheaper rent to operate their business in. Now, Class C properties can also be a fantastic strategic plan for investors if they have the money to put into the property and potentially raise it up to Class B. So they have, they buy it at low property values, they put a lot into it, and then they can build it up so they can get Class B types of rents. Thank you so much for joining me this week on the Let's Get Real video series. Please do not forget to comment, share, subscribe on all the social media platforms. We'll see you next time.